Hey everyone, Systemshark again, bringing to you guys another audio commentary for WCReplays.com. Audio commentary is copyrighted 2007 WCReplays.com, so please don't go stealing it. As always, something new for you guys. I know last time, in my last audio, I mentioned that I probably wouldn't make one relatively quickly, and it's been about, I don't know, 2 weeks since I last recorded one, or maybe it was uploaded, so it's been a little while since you've heard from me. Longer than normal anyway, but I did actually end up getting a job relatively quickly after that, so situations got squared away, and I've now got about 3 hours to mess around, and just enough time probably to get our audio out and start playing a Dota or do something else, I don't know. So, get the replay file synced up at the 1 minute mark at 1x speed. And you can stay by your computer if you want, but honestly, I'm only going to be talking about the replay for probably the first, I don't know, 5 or so minutes of it. The replay is actually a shorter replay, too. It's only like 13 minutes long, so you guys can watch the replay if you want. It's an older replay. You probably have already seen it. It's between Grubby and, or shoot, I don't know, Fury or something, one of the Undeads, one of the Rockin' Undeads. And it was from the European qualifiers. It's game number 1 from that series, and Betrayer of the Light actually originally uploaded that 6/22/07, so it's been about, I don't know, 2 months. 2 months now since this replay has been available, so nothing new here. The point I wanted to get at with this replay, and we'll talk about it a little bit more as we get on paused, is I'm trying to work out a way to, it's basically theory crafting, and it's just theory crafting on very specific issues of the game and very specific points in the game and different games in general. So, shoot, wow, that completely got me off track. Anyway, so what I've decided was to kind of do a character study on Grubby, and my theory is that Grubby, since he kind of makes up the cookie cutter and that he's kind of a lot of the times the orc that everyone's copying, that he's very, very predictable, and that I can probably, after watching enough of his replays on a specific matchup, on a specific map, that I'm going to be able to plot out the exact timing and the creep patterns and exactly how Grubby plays the game, and in theory I should be able to imitate that in my own games, even though obviously the Undeads and other people that I'm playing against aren't going to be, and the people that you're playing up against aren't going to be up to the same level that the opponents that Grubby's playing against. Generally, those people are trying to copy, you know, the top Undead or the top Night Elf or the top, you know, human player strategy. So you can kind of gauge what they're going to be doing on that. And obviously, you can still stay flexible. But let's go ahead and get it unpaused here so I can stop yapping specifically about that. You guys could get it unpaused in, I guess I'll do it too, because I'll be all tabbing out and it eventually will screw up my stay in the game for now. So 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unpaused. Alright, we're unpaused, and I say that every time we're unpaused, but it's Echo Isles, and this is the first map I decided to do this little study on. And I'm going to try to do it on all the maps that are common in ladder. And since we're talking about map selection, because that's going to be kind of the point of this later on, is I want to go over all the maps that are commonly thumbs up and the maps that are commonly thumbs down in the 1v1, the solo ladder games here, so on Battle.net. So the thumbs up maps are Echo Isles, Taranis Stand, TG, what is that? Shoot, I'll have to go back and look at it. TG, Taranis, or something Grove, Taranis Grove, Grove one. Shoot. I don't remember that one. Okay, Lost Temple, Turtle Rock, Twisted Meadows, and Knollwood. I just wrote the 2-letter abbreviation, so that screwed me up. The thumbs down maps are Broken Shard, Phantom Grove, Wetlands, Moonglade, and Scorched Basin, or Basin or Basin. I think it's Basin. Anyway, so to go over that again, Echo Isles, Taranis Stand, Grove, I know that's something. TG, Lost Temple, Turtle Rock, Twisted Metals, and Knollwood. Thumbs down, Broken Shard, Phantom Grove, Wetlands, Scorched Basin, and Moonglade. So, knowing that, the thumbs up maps are the maps we're actually going to try to base the study off of. And right now we're doing Echo Isles, and if this goes well, you know, maybe I'll just do a big series on something and show you all of them all together in like a big, you know, well thought out, you know, Word document or Excel spreadsheet or something for everybody, for all the races. But right now we're kind of focusing on Orc. So, anyway, starting on Echo Isles. The main thing that when people think of Echo Isles is they're going to think it's a creep heavy map, and the reason being is because there aren't that many creeps on the map. So generally in every Echo Isles game you're going to see that all the creeps get creeped out, and we just saw Grubby finish creeping off the Ogre Warrior and Troll Trapper camp closest to his base, and now he's immediately going over to the Gnoll Brute camp to the south of his base. Now I've watched maybe 4 or 5 replays so far of Grubby in the study that I've been able to find with him on Echo Isles versus Undead, and this is his creep pattern. He will always creep that troll camp first and always be creeping this second no brew camp. And in addition, right at this time, specifically the 3 minute and 15-second mark, even if he's not done creeping that camp, which we see right now, he's finishing it off with his grunts, he immediately will run over and try to harass his opponent, and either catching him creeping, which indeed he was able to find 4K creeping right now here, or if he catches him at his base, then he'll start harassing some acolytes. Later on, he actually will do that when they're teching at a particular time as well. So what I'm saying is that it's predictable, and you after watching enough of his replays, you can kind of write this down, or you can kind of memorize it if you're good, but you can kind of see what the timing is involved with Grubby and the creep patterns and stuff that he follows. So I'm not going to say he's predictable, because in all the games there are slight variances, and he kind of varies depending on what his opponent's doing, where if like his opponent's going ghouls, he might do something different, play a little bit more defensively or a little bit more aggressively. But generally he kind of sticks to the creeps with his grunts, and especially when he gets a secondary hero out, he uses his secondary hero to do a lot of the creeping while he keeps his opponent busy with his Blade Master, whether at his opponent's base or with his opponent while he's creeping. So a lot of little back and forth going on right now, and we're actually going to see a pretty cool move here by Grubby in the next second here, and that DK is going to die from a grunt kind of Blade Master block. A little cool move here. So okay, I spoiled it for you. A little bit of shoutcasting there. So alright, I'm going to alt-tab out right now because I don't really have too much more to say about the replay. So it's about 4 minutes in, so I got, 10 minutes to talk. I'm alt-tabbed out, so I wanted to talk about the creeping pattern, so we did that. I wanted to go over map selection and playing the percentages. This is another kind of study that I'm trying to work out in between, the free time I have now. It's funny, I had all this free time for the past, 4 or 5 months. I haven't had a job, and I've been just kind of staying at home, playing games, playing Dotas, working on audios, trying to do other, obviously I was trying to get a job for the majority of that time, but I was basically, free, and I didn't think of any of this stuff to really work on until just recently. So anyway, playing the percentages, I don't know if there's already been a study on this or not, but I wanted to look at all those maps that we thumbsed up and look at each race, each matchup. So Orc versus, Orc versus all of them, and kind of see what race or what matchups work best on particular maps, because then what you can do is this cool little trick, and I haven't worked on this yet, and it's not from experience, and again, this is all just theory crafting, is you can thumbs down the maps, the popular maps that other players are going to have thumbsed up from that. Let's say, for instance, that you're an Orc player, and let's say Orc vs. Undead was in favor of Undead playing percentage, let's say 80% of the time, that's not just the number I'm throwing out there, that Undeads win versus Orc on Echo Isles. So as an Orc player, you would want to thumbs down Echo Isles, and then you want to substitute that for one of the thumbs down maps